Hello students, welcome to online classes of Geography of class 11. This is my fifth and the last class of your chapter number 2, Structure and Physiography of your book, India Physical Environment. Now the topic that I am going to discuss today, number 1, is the last physiographic division, that is location of island. Number 2, features of the island groups, and number 3, the question answer session. Now the first location of island. Now where the island groups are located, if we just keep it in our mind, the map, you can see the map is there. You can see the map that is there. This is our southern tip of our country. This is the southern tip of our country. You can see the southern tip. Now this side we are having one island group, and you can see this side another island group. So one is on the Arabian Sea and another one is on the Bay of Bengal. This is Lakshadweep Island Group and this is Andaman Nicobar Island Group. So now you got the location of the island group. Let us move to the previous part of the slide, that is the features of the location of the islands. Now the two islands of the Indian Union are situated in the southeast and the southwest. Southeast and the southwest of the peninsular India. Lakshadweep, as I said, Arabian Sea, it lies in the Arabian Sea and it close to Malabar coast of Kerala. Okay. Andaman Nicobar Island Group sits there in, far away from the Indian mainland, and it is there in the Bay of Bengal, and due to its location they are also known as Bay Islands. So this is related to the location. Now I am proceeding with the features of Lakshadweep Island groups. Now the island group is composed of small coral. Island group is composed of small coral. Now what is coral? What is coral? Coral is actually a feature that is formed. It's a feature that is formed by microorganisms. It is formed by microorganisms. Okay, microorganisms. Now what does these microorganisms do? When any of the marine animals decay, they decay from their skeleton part, they secrete calcium. They secrete calcium. Okay, from their skeleton part they secrete calcium. Now when they secrete calcium, what is, they just accumulate calcium, they accumulate calcium and make a solid rock like structure, rock like feature structure. Okay, so when they accumulate and make a solid rock like structure, they just make a irregular structure. I am just drawing a shape and you can find out it is having small pores. These small pores where the microorganisms stay. It's the colonies of microorganism. It is the colonies of microorganism. Okay. So this entire structure, when they accumulate and make a huge structure, it is termed as coral island. it is termed as coral island. And with the help of these coral, our Lakshadweep island group has been formed. Our Lakshadweep island is formed. So, Lakshadweep is a coral island and it just covers 32 square kilometer. We are having a great diversity of flora and fauna. Great diversity of flora and fauna. And Kavaratti is the main headquarter. Kavaratti is the main headquarter of Lakshadweep. Now, the 36 islets. Now, we know that island is the plural. When a single island is there, we term it island is a plural form. When is a group of all these land masses that is surrounded by the water, we term it as island. But only a single land mass, that is termed as islet. Okay, that is termed as islet. So, in Lakshadweep group of islands, there are 36 islets, and within this 36, only 11 are inhabited. Only 11 are inhabited. And there the Piti island is there, which is having a bird sanctuary. Now, Lakshadweep island is having numerous small scattered islands, like names are Amnidev, Minikoy, then Kannur island, Lakshadweep island. So, all these islands are separated by this water body, and that water body is termed as 11-degree channel. Lakshadweep entirely island group is there, named as Lakshadweep, Minikoy, Amnidev, Kannur. So, all these island groups are just demarcated or divided by a water or a channel that is termed as 11-degree channel. Now, what is the latitudinal extent and the longitudinal? Latitudinal extent is 8-degree north to 12-degree north, and longitudinal extent is 71-degree north to 71-degree east to 74-degree east. I am repeating once again, 8-degree north to 12-degree north is latitudinal extent, 71-degree east to 74-degree east is the longitudinal extent. So, this is about the Lakshadweep island groups. Now, let us move to the Andaman Nicobar island groups, that is submarine island group. It is basically bigger in size, we can see it in the map, and numerous and scattered, and it is elongated chain. It is there in this structure. So, we term it as a elongated chain like structure, and it is located from north to south. Now, these island groups are very close to the equator. So, when they are very close to the equator, then what type of climatic condition will it prevail? It is having equatorial climate and have thick forest cover. And it is having a thick forest cover, because we know equatorial zone is a dense network of forests. So, because island group is having the equatorial climate, so here also we are having thick forest cover. Now, these islands are elevated portion of submarine mountain. Now, what is a submarine mountain? Submarine mountain is actually, what is a submarine mountain? Submarine mountain is actually, let me just explain what is submarine mountain. Now, submarine mountain, what is a submarine mountain? Now, when this is oceanic bed, okay, this is oceanic bed. I am just explaining in a rough order. Oceanic bed, when there is any sort of volcanic eruption, so the lava gets accumulated over here, and when it comes above the oceanic bed, and it forms a mountain like structure because of eruption of lava. The lava erupted and gets accumulated below the ocean beds, and when it rises above the ocean surface, that accumulation gives a mountain-like structure. It gives a mountain-like structure. So when such mountain structures are present over the ocean surface, it is termed as submarine mountains. It is termed as submarine mountains. So island groups are elevated portion of submarine mountains. Now Andaman Nicobar are larger in size. So how many islets are there? There are 572 islets present in the Andaman Nicobar island groups. Now what is the latitudinal extent and the longitudinal extent? 6 degree 45 minutes north to 14 degree north, and longitudinal it is 92 degree east to 94 degree east. So these are the features of Andaman Nicobar island groups. Now already I have shown the map beforehand only. This is Lakshadweep and this is Andaman Nicobar island group. So I have completed the portion related to the island groups with the features, with its location. Now I am proceeding to the next slide, that is exercise question answers. First it is NCERT questions. First it is NCERT question. Now the first question is, in which part of the Himalayas do we find the Karevas formation? So there are 4 options. The correct answer is the Kashmir Himalayas. The correct answer is the Kashmir Himalayas. Second, in which of the following state is Loktak Lake situated? The correct answer is Manipur. In which one of the water body separates the Andaman from the Nicobar? It is 10 degree channel. 11 degree channel is there for Lakshadweep and 10 degree channel is there for Andaman Nicobar island groups. Now last MCQ, on which of the following hill is the Doda Betta peak situated? It is Annamilai Hills. So here the MCQ part is over. Now next comes that is the 30-word questions. If a person is to travel to Lakshadweep, from which coastal plain does it prefer and why? So the coastal plain is western coastal plain because it is very closer to Malabar coast of Kerala. Okay, Lakshadweep can be easily travelled from the western coastal plain, and why it is so? Because Malabar coast of Kerala is very closer to Lakshadweep. This is the answer of the first question. Now the second, where in India do we find cold desert? Now where in India do we find cold desert? The cold desert is basically found in the Himalayan region, but specifically in which range we will get the cold desert? We will get the Kashmir or the northwestern Himalaya. We will get the cold desert. And name some important ranges of this. The important ranges are, that is, the important ranges are Pir Panjal range, Karakoram range, then comes the Zaskar and the Ladakh ranges. These are some of the important ranges of this, that is the Kashmir Himalaya or the northwestern Himalayas. Now why is the western coastal plain is devoid of any delta? Now western coastal plain is devoid of any delta because number one, the western coastal plain is higher than the eastern coastal plain. Number two, the western coastal plains are not being dissected by any of the rivers originating from the eastern part. And number three, the rivers which are draining towards the western part, they are very short and lack of sediments. I am repeating once again the answer. Why is western coastal plain is devoid of any delta? First of all, western coastal plain is little elevated than that of eastern coastal plain. Number two, the rivers are not draining towards the western coastal plain, so it has not been dissected by any of the peninsular rivers. And number 3, the peninsular rivers which are draining towards west, they are not draining towards the coastal plain, they are just draining before the coastal plain begins. And secondly, they are very short, which their course is very short, and they lack sediments, they carry less sediments. So these are the reasons why western coastal plain is devoid of any delta. Now third question, make a comparison of the island group of the Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. Now Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal island group is, number 1, it is Lakshadweep group of island, and this is Andaman and Nicobar group of island. Then its location, it is located closer to the Malabar coast of Kerala, and it is far away from the Coromandel coast, and it is located, thus wise it is termed as Bay Islands, that is situated on the bay. Number 3, what is the latitudinal extent and the longitudinal extent will be the third point of difference. Number 4, formation, one is formed of coral, another one is volcanic in origin. Number 5, how many islets are there? One is having 36 islets, another one is having 572 islets. Number 6, it can be the specific features, like Piti Island is having a bird sanctuary in Lakshadweep Island group, and here it is having Barren Island is having active volcano which is there in Andaman Nicobar Island group. So I discussed nearly 6 to 7 points of difference. Along with proper basis, you will write down the differences in a tabular manner. Now next, what are the important geomorphological features found in the river valley plains? Now I have discussed about the fluvial, erosional and depositional landforms. Hope you remember, I started with gorge, then it comes leaves, then comes meanders, then oxbow lake, then it is delta formation, flood plains. All these features have already been described, it's already been discussed in the previous slides. So those are considered as a geomorphological features found in the river valleys. Braided channel is there, riverine island is there, all these are geomorphological features. Okay, so you will write the answers by seeing the previous notes or previous PDF or the PPT, and you will proceed with your answer. Last question, if you move from Badrinath to Sundarban along Sundarban Delta along the course of river Ganga, what major geological feature will you come across? So when we are moving from Badrinath, Badrinath is situated in the lower Shivalik region, that is in the foothills of the Himalayas, lower Shivalik region, to the Sundarban Delta along the course of river Ganga. So what are the features we will get? We will get, number 1, we will get leaves. Number 2, Leaves, leaves. Number 2, we will come in the course, that is meanders. Number 3, we will come to the part of Oxbow Lake. Here we don't have any sort of riverine island. And lastly, we will come to the part near the mouth, that is delta. Okay, so these are the features that we will find out within the stretch of Badrinath to Sundarban Delta. Starts from, it is starting from the origin, that is the source, that is leaves is there. After it's originate, then it comes to that leaf where we are getting a little elevated part. Then we will get the meandering of the river. After the meandering, we will have a cutoff, that is Oxbow Lake. Then it will, after Oxbow Lake, we are having an entire stretch. We will come to the part where it meets, that is delta region. So these are the features. Here we don't get the braided channel and the silt island. Now why it is so? Because this is this is not a region of heavy rainfall, neither there is excessive sedimentation, or neither it is a part of unconsolidated sedimented area like that of Assam Valley. It is not a unconsolidated sedimented area. So silt deposition or silt island formation is not developed over here. So riverine island, braided channel or silt deposition is not present in that order like that of river Brahmaputra. Okay, now some extra questions that I have given beside your that is NCERT question. Let us discuss the answers of these questions. Why are the Himalayas called young fold mountains? So what will be the answer? Number one, because they are comparatively young than that of the other mountains which is present in the entire country, that is like Aravallis and Nilgiris hills are there. So it is young, number one. Number two, it is still in a mode of formation, that is there in the mountain building period. And number three, the height of the Himalayas are still increasing. So when it is any height is still increasing, that means it is young. That means it is there in the mountain building process, that is in the folding of the seabed of the Tethys Sea. So it is folded mountains, and it is younger in age compared to the other hills that is present in the entire country. Now next, give the division of the Himalayas from west to east accordingly. So west we are having, I am starting it from the west. First we are having Kashmir Himalaya, then we are having Himachal and Uttarakhand Himalaya, then we are having Sikkim and Darjeeling Himalaya. Afterwards we are having Arunachal Himalayas, and lastly we are having the eastern hills and the mountains. So you have to explain the divisions, which is, and beside that the value that is given 3, 5, it indicates the marks to the question. What are duns? Now duns are actually flat bottom valleys, longitudinal valleys which is there present in the south of the Himalayas, that is duns. And where are they situated? They are situated, as I said, they are situated in the south of the Himalayan region. And any examples of the duns? Example, Dehradun is there, Kotli Dun is there, Patli Dun is there. There are many, you can write any 2 examples for this. Classify the northern plains on the basis of the variations of the relief features and write one feature of it. Already it is given in the previous slides. I am just naming the classification according to the relief. The first is Bhabar region, which is pebbly structure where the streams disappear. Then comes the Terai region, which is fine structure, clay like structure where streams again re-emerges. And number 3, we are having the floodplains region, that is the Bangar and the Khadar. Bangar is less alluvium or old alluvium, and Khadar is new alluvium. Bangar is of calcareous deposition, Khadar is of fine deposition. Bangar is away from the river bank, Khadar is closer by to the river bank, and it is renewed regularly at a proper interval. So these are the classification and the features. Explain the formation of the peninsular plateau. Give any 2 features of this. Now how the peninsular plateau is being formed? Peninsular plateau is being formed with the splitting up from the Gondwana land. Peninsular plateau is formed with the splitting of the Gondwana land, and the 2 features of the plateau, it has already been discussed in the previous slide, that is a flat top table land is there. What type of drainage system does Indian desert have and why it is so? Indian desert is having drainage system which is termed as inland drainage. And why it is so? Inland drainage, or we also term it as ephemeral, E-P-H-E-M-E-R-A-L, ephemeral, short-lived. It means short-lived, ephemeral or inland drainage or short-lived drainage. And why is it so? Because it is a desert area, and during the wetty season the streams appears on the sandy track, and during the dry season it again move within the sandy region. So it is the type that why it is having a inland drainage or why it is having a ephemeral type of drainage system. Now last is distinguish between the following. There are 5 distinguish between the features, and you have to write it either within 3 to 5 points with a proper basis, and examples are not considered as a point of difference. Now Central Highlands and Deccan Plateau, you have to make your own differences. Everything is given in the previous slide or the PDF. Please follow it thoroughly. Its structure, its formation, its that is important, hills, its height, its directions, everything has been mentioned. Same thing is there for Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats. Western Coastal Plain, Eastern Coastal Plain, Khadar and Bangar, just now I described. Andaman Nicobar Island and Lakshadweep, already it has been discussed for the exercise portion. So this question, do not repeat the question twice. It's already there in your exercise. So if you are writing for the NCERT answer, there is no need to write it for the extra question for that is given to you. Hopefully you are able to follow me to write your answer. If it is not, if you are having any doubts, just without any hesitation mention your doubts in the comment section. Do your work thoroughly, because these will be included within your internal marks. And thank you for following today's class. Have a nice day.